Hello again, friends. Today we're going to have a look at these world coins. A massive bag of them. So let's update you to where we are. I received this like 2 kilo bag of world coins mixed up, and I wanted to go through them on a live stream, but I didn't end up doing that. And I'm so thankful I didn't, because this took months. Obviously I didn't go through them all the time, but trying to identify these all took so long because some of them are not in English. So I'm just going to skip to the end where I've sorted most of them and talk about some of these coins. I hope you don't mind, but trust me, months is what I'm saying. Some of these are not in English. So this is Magyamar. So Kostar Zag. I imagine some of them are not as straightforward as they seem. This one is Republic of Nigeria, so that is straightforward. Whereas some of them are not even in English. So, you know, identifying them was just like looking them up online, describing them, or just using just any tool to identify the coin. But I did label some of them. So the first row I have here are the most common ones I try to put in. Some of them weren't common because like when I placed them, they only found one of them. But I labeled them as I went. So if I found like a pile from Jamaica, I just make a label for that. Opening them up, the labels are also on the inside, so I know. That's how I started doing it afterwards. Literally, there's been a whole evolution of these coins. But looking at this Gibraltar one, I quite like this. I don't know if it's a standard coin that was just around, but it's a World War II commemoration, 1939 to 1945. It says Gibraltar, has Queen Elizabeth II on it, and it says half crown from 2019. So some of them are quite interesting, and some of them I imagine are just like everyday spending. So that was the quite interesting ones. I guess the furthest one I have is New Zealand and Australia. So here we have some Australian. Again, interesting designs. And obviously I don't know much about Australian. This one here is Australian, but from 1983. So this is an old Australian coin, and so is this one here. They're about the same size as 10 pence coins. I also have, where is the New Zealand ones? Because a friend of mine recently went to New Zealand and brought back some New Zealand coins. So these are actually new New Zealand coins. But I don't know if I've put them into a separate pile yet because, oh no I do. There you go, New Zealand. So NZ. Some of them I've identified as the name of the currency. Some of them I've identified as just like the area. So you might see some of these names just really written weirdly, and it's like that's not a thing. So like for example, like US dollars, the cents are in that one. Isle of Man, even though they're still pennies and they're still pounds, they are still sterling. I still just put them separately. So it generally just depends on how many I've got. So like these Belgian ones here, you can see the Belgium. I identified them as Belgium, but I'm pretty sure the area is like mixed up between a few of the that region. I'm going to say that region. So looking at these freshly got New Zealand coins, they do have Queen Elizabeth II. They say New Zealand. This is from 2014, and this just reminds me of like an old £2 coin, and it is a $2. So yeah, that's probably why it reminds me of an old £2. I like the edge. If you look at the edge there, it's like a raised in a middle like slot. We have this fresh $1, and this has a kiwi on the front. I don't know if you can see that, and it's very clean, very shiny. And this is about, yeah, it's about the size of an old pound coin in the UK. Not the new ones, the old ones. This is 2019. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all of these coins because these, like I said, these took days. This is a 10 pence size. I imagine it's like equivalent to a 10 pence. It's 50. And the ship on the front is the Endeavour, it says. This is like the size of a 20p, so it does say 20 cent, I guess, but it's not the same shape as 20p. 2020. This has got to be a penny or just a cent because it's the size of a penny. I don't even have any UK ones floating about here. but there should be. The thing is, the UK ones, a lot of them are still spendable, so I can actually just put them in the money box and spend them. So that's why I don't actually keep them separately, because there's just enough of the UK ones floating about. 2009, and the Endeavour on the front. So I was going to finish up these, but I actually found that as I was getting towards the end, I was running out of space. So with these ones here, these were like the ones that I only found like a few. We've got Greek, Zambia, is that a country? I believe it is. Saudi, Canada. I didn't find many Canadian coins. I only found 2. Have a look at my own. So you have to let me know in the comments if you see any of your currency from your country here, because I'd be quite interested to know where you're watching this from. So this is from 1979, and this is a cent. That's pretty cool. I have some Thai coins. I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they're still in circulation, but I just have them in this bag. So I couldn't even tell you what that is, because it's there's no real numbers I can identify. I think I identified it from just some of the writing along the front. Literally a lot of the time is I just find a coin and then just write some stuff. So what happened at this point here, I started finding a lot of Italian coins from like 50 years ago. So these will say Republic Italia. I believe Italy uses euros now. I might be wrong, I'll be honest with you. But these ones is 1965, and it's just got like an L100. So, you know, that's L100 1965 is literally what I would have typed in to find that. So they've all been labelled as them. Got some Greek, which again is euros. So these are old currency. And that's what I quite liked about this just mixed pile of old coins. Because it didn't select, this is 1986. Wow. So yeah, I didn't select any particular year. I just bought 3 kilos of, this is Zimbabwe. So this again is one of the countries you don't really see very often. These say South Africa, but I think I've labelled them as Zimbabwe because when I was looking up online, they were used there as well. And I might have labelled South African and Zimbabwe together. I think because it's like a country within a country, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure of how that region works. But again, these are quite old. So if you like look, this one here I believe is silver, because just the feel of it and the hollowness of it. Silver has a different kind of texture. 87. This one here, again, countries that don't exist. Rhodesia, which you're going to hate me here, but I'm going to have to look it up before saying this. I think Rhodesia was the name of somewhere in Africa, and I believe it was like where Algeria is. I might be wrong, I'm gonna have to look that up. But Rhodesia, 1964, and this is such a nice looking coin. It's quite large, and of course Queen Elizabeth II on this. So I think, you know, Rhodesia was given back to the local people, and then they changed the name of the country, but I'm not too sure on the history of that, and that would have been the 70s. I don't even know where it came from anymore. So yeah, I actually ran out of space. That's why I haven't finished the rest of them coins. But some of them, for example, I haven't done too much with. While going through them, I found some. This is a UK coin, and this is from 1956, and this is a threepence or a 3p coin. You know, this one's quite a poor condition. I've got quite a few of these floating about. But I just found it interesting that it was in like the world coins, and also a halfpenny from the United Kingdom. You don't make these anymore, but they were made at one point. I think they stopped in 86 or 89. They're so low value that when just inflation happened, halfpenny became obsolete. Like there was just nothing that was half a penny value. And a similar thing happened to like 1p as well. Even 1p have been really phased out. Here's a 10p new pence. So these are old 10p coins. This is 1967. And again, these are gone smaller and they changed metal. So a lot of the coins are like made smaller basically, because you know coins cost money to make. That's the thing you forget to understand about coins is they actually cost money. And the more a country starts making more currency, the more money it costs them. So the reason why they put like a value on coins is because generally how it was made in the beginning, the metal it was made from was how much it was worth to like melt it down. That's how you got like this coin was made from this kind of metal, pounds made from gold, because that would have been like the most valuable thing. And if you took that to anywhere, you could have got a pound's worth of gold from it. This is another silver one. I don't know what country. I haven't labelled it anything. I just think it was cool, so I put it aside. On this alone, we've got Zimbabwe, Portugal, Iceland, Croatia, China, Finland, Brazil, Malta, Bahrain, Canada, Thailand. I don't know why I wrote Thai for some reason. Sweden, Cuba. Cuba was the interesting ones. Poland, Greek, Zambia. I want to keep saying Gambia for some reason, but I'm pretty sure Zambia is a country as well. Saudi, Italy. So my challenge for these was to try and identify them just from coin alone, without like just finding all coins of the world. On this one here, we have from the bottom tokens. I'll go through them in a minute. Jordan. This one here, I wasn't sure what region it was, but I call them a Gaida, and I think it's Netherlands. But looking up online, it was quite a few countries of the region, because they all say Netherlands, but I guess the time it was made, that wasn't just like one place, and I guess the coins could have been used in different places. And when looking up online, it came up at like a few different countries were using them. Belgium, United Arab Emirates, these are the only two I have from there. I have seen these before. They're very similar to 10 pence coins, and I'm pretty sure they're made in the UK, because the Royal Mint, who make all the UK coins, actually make coins for like over 80 countries in the world. So often what can happen is, the reason why coins are similar shape, because they were made at the same place, and it's just easy to use similar dies, like for 10 pence size or pound size, for example. These ones here are France. These are like really old France ones, because a lot of these are, they got this one here. Let me try to find a year on that. This one's 1980. So a lot of these France ones, 10 francs, and obviously France doesn't use francs anymore, but some of these are like 2 francs, for example. This is a silver one, I believe, and it's from 1948. So we've got some Israel coins here as well. Jamaican dollars, Cyprus, Norway, Spain, Turkey, Australia, Denmark, Germany are in these ones here. Just quick show that. Mexico, quite a few of them coins found as well. New Zealand, India coins, so they are rupees. And again, like I said, please comment below if you know any of these regions and I've got them really wrong, because the challenge for myself was to try and find the coins without using too much internet. Obviously just like searching the name of them, or it could have been easy to get an app and just be like, where's this coin? Where's this coin? Yeah, that would have been easy. Jersey. So again, with these Jersey coins, this is the size of a UK 10p. Technically, you could probably spend it because no one's really going to check. It's the same size. It will go through a vending machine at 10 pence, and it's worth 10 pence in Jersey. United States cents. So obviously these are all cents, no dollars found because they're paper. I think I do have a $5 somewhere, but I'm not sure where that is. But I do like, I actually want to do a quarter run, because quarters have their own unique looks, and I wanted to try and get all the quarters. Isle of Man, again, Isle of Man coins are the same shape and size as UK ones. So these are all 10p sizes, and they're all 10p values. Again, they do have some really unique designs in them as well. And then the Euros, there are so many different kind of designs of Euros, because there are so many different countries in the Euro zone that uses Euros. So they all have their own unique take on them. Oh yeah, tokens, sorry about that. I was actually going to leave the video there. I was going to go through some of these tokens. So while going through these coins, I will get some of these out. Just a few of them. Some of them are not coins. We've labelled them as tokens because not everything that's round and metal is a coin. Some of them are for like laundry services. Yes, so some of these are tokens, and for example, this one here is a Dow Egberts. So this is a professional coffee token, because Dow Egberts make coffee and tea. So imagine if you had like a coffee machine, your company would buy that, you'd get them, and then that's how they would charge for like the coffee in the building. We have a thank you token. So this is £13.97. And I guess this might have been made for like a charity or something you could have bought from somewhere to say you went somewhere. Why it's £13.97, I do not know. I imagine it's something to do with tax back then when it was made. Bell Fruit, so that's a slot machine token, 5p. So again, places where you're not allowed to gamble with money directly, you'd buy tokens and then you use the tokens to gamble with, and then when you won, you could receive tokens as your winnings and you take them somewhere else to cash them up. And that way, that place technically you weren't gambling in. And a lot of countries in the world have rules against gambling, and that's how they do it, because you're not gambling with money, you're just buying tokens, and you can't translate them in the place that you're spending them tokens, so you're just buying entertainment. Here is another token. I guess it's from like some sort of machine. It's just entertaining the world. That's a similar one. Probably like them machines where you put like £1 in and then you got like throw slots and things down, but it's not gambling. And I guess they use them because it's cheaper than having to fill it with 10p. So it's like coin pushers. Like if you ever bought a coin pusher, like a real one, you've got to fill that with money. And even if it's like 10p's, they can hold hundreds and hundreds of pounds of 10p's just to get them rolling. And that just sits in the machine, like circulating. So yeah, you can see why they use tokens sometimes. This is a bump gilder. So maybe this was some sort of turtle token. So this is an interesting one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle token. I couldn't say what year. Bump glider. That's what it says. Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to read it like from a slight angle. And I guess these were given out for like cereals or for like toys or collections. Here's a token from a England series, England Squad 1998. So these, I guess, will have all the England squad, Nicky Butt. And I guess if you were collecting the set, then you just get these coins, you put them in a book and you'd store them there. Here's a coin for some sort of like washing machine. And again, a 20p token for gambling. So yeah, I think the tokens are quite interesting, and you do find tokens more and more at the back. So you have to let me know if you've enjoyed this video. I know it's not very scripted, and I know it's quite a long one. Like, I know I made a long video, but I really wanted to show you these coins because I find them interesting. They are quite interesting. So you might start to find a little a shift in content on this channel now, because I've pretty much gone through every 50p coin that has pretty much ever been made, and I haven't started on the £2 coins, but I do have a few of them I might start making a video about. I've also gone through nearly every £5 coin ever made in the UK. And now I'm actually going to start going through some of the 10p alphabets. I've never spoke about them too much. I haven't spoke about them too much on the channel, but they are some of the hardest and rarest things you can find in your change. So I hope you are looking forward to that. So yeah, let me know if you've enjoyed this quick rundown of all these coins that I've spent many weeks searching through. I'm going to add these to this somewhere, but a lot of these are just like ones of many countries. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please leave a comment below if you enjoyed any of this or had any questions, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
Hey, you made it to the outro. Did you know you can click here to watch that video? You can click there to see another video, or you can subscribe here at the top. There's so many options. Hey, and this is a brand new one. See, I make them up as we go along. There's no script.